Hey, everybody, welcome to Cheesy Popcorn, the show where we talk about movies and media. We're not critics. We're not movie critics. I'm here with my good friend Chris Miles. My name is Annivar. We're right here on the Rise Network, and you can catch us anywhere you watch podcasts. And now we're on YouTube as well. So make sure you look out for us. It's Cheesy Popcorn on the Rise Network.
Just to be clear, you don't watch podcasts, you listen to them. So you can watch us on YouTube.
Right.
But you can't watch us because you can't see us. It's just a podcast.
You can't see us, but you can see something.
Yeah, but it's not us.
But it's not us.
Right.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Well, for
At
you.
least in my case.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a handsome man.
However,
I am not.
I have a face for radio just like you do. Anyway, here's the thing. You can catch my buddy Annivar if you want to see what he looks like. You can catch him in Can I Call You Dad?
Yes, with my son, Andrew.
New season coming soon, by the way.
By the way.
Not in theaters, so we can't say coming soon to theaters. We can just say coming soon.
Also have lunchtime trivia.
Yeah, you also host lunchtime trivia, which is a great way to blow an hour. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. It's a fun way to spend an hour when you're not doing anything. I was just messing around.
I know. You could do it with your colleagues, and you could like quiz each other.
Yeah,
compete. Yeah. For who buys lunch.
Right.
Whoever gets the answers correct.
There you go.
Something like that.
And then if you want to catch My Ugly Mug, you can see me new on Music Row, is a program that I do every single week. You can catch the video on YouTube. And, of course, you can catch all of our podcasts, including some new ones that will be coming soon. But we'll tell you all about those. Yeah. All of those will be on the Rise Network, mostly on like Apple and then also Spotify and in a couple areas where you can catch podcasts as well, too. But that's the gambit of the things that we do here on the Rise Network.
On the Rise Network.
But speaking of on the rise, on the rise, Horizon, that is, the Oscars are next, are this weekend, actually.
They're Sunday.
Sunday. Anyway, so that's kind of what this show is about. We are going to talk about our favorite best supporting actors or actresses or combinations of both. But the main focus of the show is going to be talking about who got nominated for what. And we're going to give our predictions.
Or what got nominated for who.
Right, exactly. We also, of course, are going to talk about what's coming out this week. So without further ado, Reminders of Him is coming to theaters, finally. Right. I think I've seen way too many previews for this one.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
It's about the girl who has a kid, but then somehow something happens to her, the kid's father, and she gets framed for the murder, and so she goes to jail or something like that. I think she gets away with like manslaughter or something. Anyway, she comes back because she wants to have a relationship with her kid, and of course the whole town is like, no, you can go blank yourself. And then the rest of it, and then of course a love story evolves from it for whatever reason, because like that makes sense. But anyway, I'm sure there are people out there who will want to see it. When I first saw it, it looked really good, but after a while, and the amount of times I saw the preview, I was like, can we just be done with this?
Yeah.
In much the same vein that I'm sure a lot of people were like, I don't need to see another Primate preview either.
Yeah, I know that movie is. I don't know.
But then also Undertone comes out this week as well. That movie's a little interesting. It's basically, for all intents and purposes, about a podcaster who encounters weird paranormal things. So
like us.
Right. And that's why I'm interested in it, because it's a podcaster thing, but I'm not interested enough to go see it, even on the cheap night. There's really nobody in it that makes me go, I really have to see this. It's one of those that I think I'm just going to wait till video. As we used to say back in the day. Yeah. And because of that, we both kind of agreed that we're not going to review anything next week.
No.
But
we are going to review something next week.
What is
it? It's not going to be a movie.
And what is it?
We are going to review the Oscars.
Right.
At the end of the show, the last thing we're going to do on this show is we are going to each pick out of the top 10 categories for the Oscars, and see next week we'll go over and see which of us got it right and which of us did not. But we can review the show as well. And Conan O'Brien is the host, I believe, this year.
Yep.
So it should be interesting to see him. He hasn't hosted anything in a while. So we'll see. I wonder if he has Andy Richter with him for this.
I don't think he's done anything in a while, to be honest with you.
I think
he's still. Well, I think he's still got his show.
He's got a podcast somewhere.
Well, that's what I mean. I think he still has his podcast, and I think he's still
doing. Got red hair.
Yeah, well, dye works wonders.
Yes, it does.
But anyway, I still think he has another show, kind of like the Conan O'Brien show, but not as
not on
widely.
TV.
No, I think it might be. I remember seeing him in something where he was behind a desk and interviewing somebody fairly recently. So I think it might be his podcast. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay, well, I'm going to look it up while
you
start
look it
talking
up
about the movie we saw.
So, yeah, we saw this movie this week called The Bride, and I will tell you this, I was extremely excited to see this movie. Until I wasn't. Yes. This movie's a hot mess. But I knew it was going to be a hot mess because the Gyllenhaals are involved in it, and everything they do seems to just be a hot mess. So if you take the sense of the fact that, like, life can be a hot mess sometimes, then this movie then this movie makes a lot of sense. I did like the fact that it was set in like the 2030s Chicago. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the way that they gave it that twist of how they created the bride then because of that. I thought that was pretty cool. I was waiting for the electricity thing, but we didn't get it in the normal form. We got it in a different form. But a lot of people have told me that it's like the worst film they've ever seen in their life, and I don't think it's that bad. I don't know if it was worth going to see it in the movies. There are some great performances all around. Like I said, Maggie Gyllenhaal did a great job directing it with what she had to work with. And no discredit to any of the actors and stuff like that. The script was just kind of And like, I don't know. We're gonna pull something out of your hat that everybody loves you for, but I couldn't get away from how I thought I was seeing Batman on the screen every time I saw Frankenstein. And by that, I mean Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman in his 3 Batman movies. And all I could hear was, I'm the creature. And then I was like,
the circle of life,
I'm Batman.
The circle of life.
Right, but
comes back.
But however, your comparison is in one scene. My comparison is the entire freaking movie.
My
the entire freaking movie
for the Batman
is
that. Is the whole movie, not just the one scene. The one scene is actually almost identical to the other movie, but the whole movie.
And everyone I have spoken to tells me you are exactly wrong. They all agree with me.
You know a lot of wrong people.
Well, that's fine. So do you. but the thing of it is that there's no escaping the fact that he literally did the same voice the entire movie that he used for Batman, and I couldn't get around that at all.
I didn't have that note.
But anyway, like I said, it was enjoyable. The cinematography was great. I don't know. The screenplay was a little lacking to me, and it set it up to be way better. The preview set it up to be way better than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just because it wasn't that bad. It wasn't worth anything more than that to me.
Okay.
But, I don't know. You're probably going to have a completely different view of it, and that's perfectly fine. But that's the way I look at it. Okay.
Well, a 6 says that. I'll start with my rating. I gave it a 7, so we're pretty close. Here's what I thought. I thought Annette Bening did a good job as she sort of played the Dr. Frankenstein character without being Dr. Frankenstein. Christian Bale, I'm going to agree with you that Christian Bale, in every movie I've seen him in, has always been good, but this, to me, was not his best. It was not his best role. Jessie Buckley played Crazy beautifully. I thought she did a brilliant job of playing.
Yeah, you know what? I should go back, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I should go back and say she was the surprise for me for the entire film.
Yeah.
And I think we said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. I always thought that was Lady Gaga.
Right. No, it's not.
In the role, but it's not. But there were a couple of times when I looked when I was watching the movie that I was kind of like, it's Lady. Oh no, it's not. So you're right. I should have mentioned that, and I do apologize.
I liked her.
She was phenomenal.
The only thing I didn't care for was at the beginning of the movie, she has an English accent, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away, and I don't know if that's intentional or what the situation is there, because obviously Christian Bale has an English accent throughout the whole movie, but she goes in and out. Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't know. I didn't think he was great in this at all. He has kind of a minor role anyway, but I don't know. I didn't care for that. Here's a surprise for me was when I saw Penelope Cruz come up on the screen. I thought, well, this is bad casting, right? That was going to go into my bad cast list, but she surprised me. She did a really nice job. She underplayed the role really well. She wasn't the typical Penelope Cruz role. I thought she did a really nice job here. To me, the movie was overall it was gritty. It was fun sometimes. It was funny sometimes. It was hard to tell if it was a love story, a horror story, or campy kind of a parody of a horror story. It wasn't your typical Frankenstein. You and I have talked about, I'm a big Frankenstein nut. I've watched pretty much every Frankenstein movie ever made. And this was not a typical Frankenstein movie, which to me was good because I thought that's what made it entertaining. Now, there were some flaws. I'm not going to point them out. But I think it was easy. Those flaws were easy to overlook because they weren't trying to be the typical Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, even Young Frankenstein kind of movie. They were in a whole different thing, and I kind of like that. I thought it was well filmed, well directed, like you said. I thought it was well lit. The lighting, where it was supposed to be super dark, it was super dark. Where it was supposed to be kind of spooky dark, it was spooky dark. That kind of stuff. I will say this:
where is there ever bad lighting in a movie?
Oh, there's bad lighting in a lot of movies.
Like what?
Oh, tons of movies have bad lighting. Now you can make me think about off the top of my head.
We'll play the Jeopardy theme while you think.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, I just had it off the top of my head. I didn't care for the lighting was like way off on just one movie. I have to think about it. I'll have it for you next week. I'll have it next week. All right, Alex, shut up. Here, the oddest thing in the whole movie to me.
I don't shut up. I grow it.
Okay.
And when I look at you, I throw up.
Yes.
And then your mother goes around the corner and she licks it up. Okay. Name the movie. Name the movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Nope.
I don't know.
Stand By Me.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. Anyway, the dance scene in the club was a little odd. That was out of nowhere, but I liked it. It wasn't horrible. I liked it. I liked that it was an odd kind of dance scene out of nowhere.
And that's why I said this movie is a hot mess because there are just things that happen that just went, what the fuck?
But that's why I gave it a 7. Okay, like halfway through the movie, my mind was thinking a 5. And then all this other stuff happened, and I kept focusing on Jessie Buckley. And I thought, you know what? She's really carrying this movie. And so that's why I gave it a 7. 3 things. 1, it was, you're right, hot mess all over the place, but I kind of like that. 2, not a typical Frankenstein movie at all, which I liked.
It never gave the vibe that it was a typical Frankenstein movie in the first place.
No, I mean, the trailers didn't give it that, but you would think that, I kind of went into it thinking that at some point it was going to be a typical kind of Frankenstein movie where, you know, the crowds with the torches and all that, but none of that happened, obviously, which was kind of cool. It wasn't as violent as most Frankenstein movies either, really.
The crowd with the torches in 1920s Chicago. Okay, anyway.
It could have happened. Hey, we just had guys with torches not that long ago.
Just because we have American Gothic here in the in the Art Institute, you know, I don't know.
Anyway, in 3, the third thing was Jessie Buckley's performance. It just kept me from...
that was 1 and 2, just so you know.
I said 3.
Right. Well, you mentioned Jessie Buckley like twice within the 3 reasons.
Yeah, but I said the 3 reasons that I gave it a 7. Okay. Those are the 3 reasons. But you're right. I totally agree with you. Hot mess all over the place.
Producer, can we go back and rewind the tape and see? No, I'm just kidding.
But you know what? Would I watch this again? If I was home one night and it was on, I'd probably watch it again.
Well, you know, okay, so that's the thing. Like, a lot of these movies that I've kind of panned in the course of our recordings of this show, I have gone back and I have watched a couple of them just because I want to be like, okay, so was I really off the mark with a couple of them? And I got to say that of the ones that I have rewatched, I haven't rewatched Frankenstein as well. I didn't give it a bad review, but the thing of it is that I don't know if you took a film class in college or in high school, but I did. Oh, so then you probably were taught this exact same thing.
What?
Is that when you watch a movie for the first time, most people watch what's going on in the middle.
Right.
And that's it. And that's because they're trying to pay attention to the story and all that kind of stuff. And my film teacher said, that's great. He goes, but what you need to do as a film student is you need to realize that there is another frame inside that little frame that you really need to pay attention to because that's where a lot of the stuff happens that you miss that will give away certain things. Not give away, but that will help you understand the story a little bit better. So when I first watch a movie, yes, I focus on the action, but I'm watching the outside of the frame, which is why when some people go see movies with me, they get pissed off because I'm like, did you see that? And by the time I say that, you can't see it anymore because it's not there.
Correct.
Like when we saw Naked Gun together, that's a perfect example of why you have to watch the outside of the screen.
Any Mel Brooks movie as well.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's just the thing. So to me, that's what it is. And that's why I go back and watch something a second time. Like even The Pit. I have gone back to watch that a second time.
Which I haven't seen yet.
Wow.
I will.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm going to see it Monday.
Okay.
I think.
Well, you can binge watch the shows. They're like 45 minutes long.
To your point on that, what you were just talking about, when CinemaScope came out, okay, what people don't realize was...
Do you want to tell people what CinemaScope is?
CinemaScope is widescreen.
Okay,
so in the early days of films were square. It was called a 4:3 ratio. It wasn't perfectly square, but it was a 4:3. Most TVs were 4:3 initially. Everything now is 16:9. That's called
widescreen.
Widescreen CineScope. And what was happening is that directors were filming in 16:9, basically, but the film was being processed in 4:3. So what the director was filming wasn't always seen. Then when CinemaScope came out, 16:9, and it widened the screen, then you could see it. There's a great example in film class. There was a great example of a James Dean movie, and it wasn't Rebel Without a Cause. It was the other big one that he did, and I can't think of it. At any rate, the director filmed a scene where the main actors are in the middle. Right, middle frame, but he had it set up so that you could see James Dean walking slowly into frame. Well, because everything was 4:3, giant. When you saw it at the movie theater, you saw James Dean, but he was already on top of the main characters at that time. But that's not what the director wanted. So now sometimes you'll see old movies that they put out in 16:9. And you the director's cut, sometimes they call it, and you see that footage that got cut off back in the day because movie theaters weren't adapted to a 16:9 ratio. And you can set your TV to a 4:3 ratio and see the difference sometimes if you want to play that game.
Today's educational portion of the program was brought to you by the letters. No, I'm just kidding.
The letter F for film.
Well, there you go. I wasn't even.
That went off the skids a little bit. But hey, if you're listening to us, you like movies and you like media, and that's a good thing that you just learned.
You're probably nerds. So there you go.
So there you go. All right.
So
moving
on. Not because we're pressed for time or anything, because clearly we don't have a time limit to this show because we've gone like over all kinds of different things.
We work for somebody.
Really? Exactly. Armand, I know you're listening. Anyway, so best supporting actor or actresses, just because we were kind of trying to highlight some of the big ones and our thoughts of different things. I will go first. I picked one from each category, actually. Not because I'm trying to limit things, but just because when I looked at, so what I did, I don't know if you did this, but I went back and I looked at the winners of Best Supporting Actor and Actresses over the course of time.
Yeah.
And unlike you, I have to eliminate certain years because, quite honestly, I didn't watch a lot of those movies from, that time frame.
Right.
So you have a few years on me with regards to some of these situations. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you said Elizabeth Taylor is one of your picks. And there's nothing against that. It's just, very interesting. One of the interesting things I do want to mention is that a gal who has won Best Actress also won for Best Supporting Actress, and that's Meryl Streep for Sophie's Choice. So I thought that was kind of interesting and pretty cool as well. But the actress that I chose for one of my favorites, and again, it's not just like because we're, trying to limit things or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of Best Supporting Actresses that I like, but the one that stuck out the most to me because of the movie that I saw her in was Kathy Bates in Misery.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was reading a ton of Stephen King, and I actually read the book before the movie. And there are a lot of differences between the movie and the book. Mm-hmm. And I think more so because back in like 91 or 90 when Misery came out, there were certain things you just couldn't show on film and get away with it. I think if they went back and redid Misery, first of all, it would be a crime because I don't think it needs to be redone. But I think if they did, they would be able to show what actually happened to his foot in the book versus what happened to his foot in the movie.
Yeah.
But the two of them have a great chemistry in the movie together. James
Great
Caan,
movie.
if I remember
James
correctly.
Caan, Jimmy Caan.
He played, of course, the author, that she
yes.
is absolutely infatuated with. But, the other thing is that I started to look at like some of the other stuff that she's done. I mean...
Kathy Bates is great.
Right. She's done so many great things.
Oh.
The Highwayman. She was in a couple episodes of The Big Bang Theory. She was in American Horror Story.
Waterboy. Really?
I wasn't going to bring
that
up
should be
Waterboy. Why? Okay. Well,
Waterboy.
then I should bring up Bad Santa too. But anyway.
Waterboy.
No. But the other thing though, there's one thing that I can't agree with on, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to turn this into some sort of misogynistic or male chauvinist pig thing. But why is she playing Matlock?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that either.
I just don't get that. And nothing against her. She's a great actress, but Matlock?
Yeah. It's like Queen Latifah playing the Equalizer. I'm sorry. The casting is not working.
And again, I'm not saying anything about her as an actress. I'm just saying I just don't see that.
Well, here's what I don't see. Why did they even bring it back? Why didn't they just start airing the original Matlock with Andy Griffith, who nobody's going to be better than as Matlock?
First of all, nobody remembers him, and second of all, okay, they're trying to the millennials.
I know
don't know who he is, right?
That's goofy.
And the second thing is
I agree with you there.
The second thing is that because Kathy Bates is kind of, she's been around, and she's very vocal about things, and according to what everybody's been saying, this is going to be her last on-screen appearance, period. She's not going to do any more acting after this. And that's been the rumor that's floating around, so to speak. Again, I mean, so many different things to say about her, but just a wonderful actress, and, we all have our own opinions, so there we go. For Best Supporting Actor, I chose Gene Hackman.
Okay.
And here's the reason. I loved him in Superman.
Yeah,
I loved him in Unforgiven.
Yes.
And honestly, I can't think of any. I mean, he's played. There's only been a couple of movies that I can think of where he's actually played the lead.
Right.
Most of the time, he plays the best supporting actor, and when he does, I think he just knocks the role out of the park.
Well, he did. Yeah.
He always does. I don't think he overshadowed Christopher Reeve in Superman, but I think, and I don't care what anybody says, I still to this day think he has played the best Lex Luthor.
Oh, I agree.
Outside of the guy from Smallville. I think that guy played Lex Luthor really well too, but that was a younger Lex.
Yeah, but Gene was a great Lex Luthor.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I just think Gene Hackman's a great actor. I don't think there's anything.
And he's so versatile.
Well, that's.
I mean, he did No Way Out,
right?
Then he did Birdcage.
Right.
Completely different roles.
Oh, much so. And that's
total opposite.
But that's what I was going to say. And that's the reason why I chose
both of them beautifully.
And that's the reason why I chose both of these actors and actresses, because
that was good.
They haven't been pigeonholed to one particular thing. And when we talk about actors or actresses that can play the spectrum, I think these two have done it very well, except for Matlock. But that's just my opinion.
Quick and the Dead, he was great in that too.
And I'm not a big Western fan. I'll just be honest with you. But I have seen both of those movies, and I just wow, he's even good in Westerns. And I hate Westerns.
Yeah, he's really good. He's been in a bunch of Westerns.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do Best Supporting Actress. I had two, and you're right. I am older than you. So
anybody who watches Can I Call Your Dad will know that.
I'm gonna do the. I'm going to do the
before we forget, I don't know if he listens to the show or not, but a friend of Andrew's turned 40 this past weekend.
No.
So we have to shout out to Luis, and wish him a happy 40th
he's my
birthday.
Other son. I call him
right,
Hijo.
Exactly. He's your other son.
Happy birthday, Luis. Happy 40, my friend.
Welcome to the over 40 club, but you still have got, 11 years to go with me, and we won't even talk about how many years for you. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Anyway.
All right. So modern days, I'm going with Viola Davis in Fences.
Okay.
I think she's a really underrated actress to begin with.
I agree with you.
And Fences didn't get real good reviews, as I recall. And I watched it, and I thought, why didn't this movie get better reviews? It's such a human movie. It really is. And she just played the role beautifully against Denzel Washington. So she's my modern day, my throwback, and I don't know that any supporting actress. I mean, Viola Davis is on my list, but I don't think she surpasses this actress as the best supporting actress. Is Patty Duke?
I thought about
Miracle
Patty
Worker.
Duke, and then I was kind of like,
could top that. I mean, the performance. First of all, she was what, 15, 14, 15? And to play that role as vividly and as honestly as she did at that age is remarkable. Just remarkable. I know they've remade that movie, but it's just not the same as the original. If you haven't seen Miracle Worker with Patty Duke, you got to see it. It's unbelievable.
So I played Captain Keller in our high school's version of that. So we were forbidden from watching the movie until after we were done because our director was like, I don't want you taking any hints from any of these people. So
great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Mm-hmm. Great message. And of course, Helen Keller turns out to be an amazing woman of history. One of the top 10 most amazing women in history ever. Best actor. Best supporting actor. There's a lot. You said Gene Hackman. I don't disagree with you. I don't know that any supporting actor has, in my opinion, deserved best actor ever than Heath Ledger as the Joker. Heath Ledger should have been nominated for best actor for that role. Because no one's ever going to be able to duplicate what he did in that movie. Absolutely no way. I don't think. And you know me, I'm a Cesar Romero Joker guy. Then Jack Nicholson. Yeah, I thought Cesar Romero was a really good Joker.
God, he's so campy.
Of course, that's the whole idea. And then Nicholson will be second. But
at least you got
Ledger
that right.
Just took that role to another dimension.
See, and I would flip Caesar and Heath in my version of who played the best Jokers.
You would say Caesar was the best.
No, Heath.
Heath, yeah.
Right.
I said that.
No, you said Caesar would be your first.
No, Caesar would be my first favorite because I grew
up
with Cesar Romero.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Jack Nicholson.
My first favorite would be Heath.
Well, so be second and third then. Heath would be first. I'm sorry.
All right.
Heath, I don't know that anybody's ever going to play that role the way he did, ever. And, sadly, he passed away after that. But, I mean, and I have no idea where he came up with some of the stuff he did. It was amazing. He did he acted in a way that made you talk about the character and not the actor. And that's what it's supposed to happen after a movie. When you go to the water cooler, if you're talking about Tom Cruise and not the character he just played, then Tom Cruise didn't do his job.
Unless, of course, you're talking about the camera angle for Tom Cruise. Then that's a different story.
Well, they got to shoot up because he's a little short. When Dustin Hoffman did Tootsie, I was working at ABC. All the conversations, what came up was Tootsie. Tootsie did this. Tootsie did that. Can you believe when Tootsie did this? Not Dustin Hoffman. And that's what actors are supposed to do. They're supposed to make you forget that it's an actor. And you just focus on the role. It's what Patty Duke did in Miracle Worker. So those are mine. Okay, moving on. So I have 10 categories here for the Ask Scores. So I'll say the category, and then I'll mention the nominees, and then I already have mine bolded. So you pick, and then I'll tell you what I got. And then we should keep track somewhere, I suppose.
I got it.
Okay. Best Picture. Nominees. Sinners, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Begonia, F1, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Train, Dreams.
So I disagree with you on one thing. I think we should go back and forth. I think you should do one, then I do one, and blah, 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 whatever.
Okay.
But I don't disagree with you with the way you're doing it, because that's exactly what I was going to say. So here's I want to add a twist to this, though, because I don't who I pick to win is not necessarily based on who I think should win.
Right.
In some of these instances. Like, here's the thing. For Best Picture, only because of the way this movie has been doing in the last couple of award shows, I think Sinners is going to win. That's going to be my pick for Best Picture. Who should win is The Secret Agent.
Okay.
So that's my take on that.
Okay. And I have Sinners as well to win.
I mean, if I was a betting man, this would be one of those that I would not want to bet against just because of that. Don't get me wrong, Sinners is a great flick.
Yep.
But when it's put up against a couple of these other movies, I'm like, it wasn't that great.
Yep.
And like, I'm glad that Frankenstein got nominated, but is it
That's
best?
my favorite. That would be my should win.
Right, but is it best? Is it Best Picture worthy? I don't know.
I thought it was better than Sinners, but Sinners I think is going to win, so I'm picking Sinners.
All right, so we both agree on that one for sure.
We both agree.
So that's that.
Okay.
All right, moving on to. Did you have director next, or did you have somebody else? Okay, so moving on to Best Director, we have Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Joseph Safdie for Marty Supreme. Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and then Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Who's going
Wait, you don't have Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein? He should be on there.
I do not.
Yeah. He's on mine.
Interesting.
And I know that.
So why don't you go with your picks while we do that, because I'm going to look at
I'd
something.
like Guillermo to win. I thought he did a fabulous job directing, but I think that Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, is going to win.
That's who you think is going to win for 2026?
Yep. Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another.
Interesting. I disagree with you.
Fine.
And
you have a right to be wrong.
I think Ryan Coogler is going to win for Sinners only because of usually what happens with this stuff is if one movie wins for Best Picture, usually somebody else gets the best director. Usually somebody else gets the best director, but I don't think it's going to happen that way.
I don't think that's happened.
Who do I think should win? I'll be totally honest with you. I think Chloe Zhao should win for Hamnet. That's what I think. But
I think Benicio did a really nice job on Frankenstein.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same token, I just don't feel like I didn't when I saw this, I was like, really? Like some of these movies, see, I don't know where you got Benicio del Toro, because I'm looking at the Oscars.org and I've got Chloe Zhao, Josh, I've got Hamnet, I've got Marty Supreme, I've got One Battle After Another, I've got Sentimental Value, and I've got Sinners. There's no nod for Benicio del Toro for Best Director, and this is on Oscars.org. So I'm not sure what you were looking at, but he's not on there. So that's why I didn't mention him. And that's probably why he's not going to win it. So there's that. But that's that. So you want to take over for for Best Actor?
I will.
Oh wait, hold on. Because I was doing who did you say for director?
One Fight After Another. One Battle After Another. I'm sorry. Paul Thomas Anderson.
Got it. Okay. So who do you have for Best Actor?
Okay, Best Actor, we have Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, and Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme. And I would like Michael B. Jordan to win, but I think Wagner Moura is going to win for Secret Agent.
Interesting. So I think at the beginning of the year, I think a lot of people would probably have been in the same boat as I, saying that Timothy Chalamet was a shoo-in for Best Actor. However, I think, I think Sinners is going to take away in this category too. I think Sinners is going to come out big in so many different ways that's kind of what I think. So I think Michael B. Jordan is going to walk away with this one.
Okay.
In the category of Best Actress, we have Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, who we actually talked about earlier in the show.
We did.
We've got Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I just love the title of that film. Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, which I have yet to see, but a lot of people have told me it's actually pretty good. That's the Neil Diamond movie. rockumentary.
Yeah.
Renata Rinceviv, I'm sure I butchered that, in Sentimental Value, and then Emma Stone in Begonia. I think Jessie Buckley's going to win, and I think The Bride. After watching The Bride, I think that's when I said, you know what, I think this gal's going to win it, and I think she should win it. So there's my take on that.
Okay, I have Emma Stone for Begonia.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think Renette Reinsve is a. I saw Song Sung Blue. Kate, I think I'm going to change that. My sentimental one is Kate Hudson. I thought she did a nice role. I think she played really well in Song Sung Blue. I just saw it recently, so
okay.
I'm going with that. Okay, Best Supporting Actress.
You're going actress first, even though we did actor first for the other one?
That's how I have it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Out of order, as always.
Of course. Why not?
Go ahead. I just had to give you grief.
Amy Madigan for Weapons.
Sorry about that.
Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Wunmi Mosaku, Sinners. Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value. And Inga Ibsdatter Lilias for Sentimental Value. And I am picking Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners.
Okay.
That's who I'm picking.
Who's your sentimental?
I don't have a sentimental on this one. I really don't.
Okay. I agree with you that in sentimental category, I believe that Mosaku should win. I think Amy Madigan's going to win though. And that's probably going to stir a lot of pots because she was in Weapons, and that's what she's nominated for. And a lot of people are like, "That's a horror flick." I just think she's going to win. I don't know.
Okay.
Call me weird. All right. So supporting actor, we have
in the past.
Yeah, I know. Quite often actually. We have Benicio del Toro in Best Supporting Actor for One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. I think he's great in that movie, actually. Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. And then Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. And my pick is going to be Delroy Lindo.
Really?
But I think Benicio del Toro should win.
That's who I want. I got Benicio.
Of course. We read you like a telegraph.
Of course. I got to stick with my people. You know?
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it.
Did you have a salad today? Thank a Latino.
Wow.
I'm going to get a bumper sticker that says that. If you ate a salad today, thank a Latino.
So if it was tossed well, I should thank a Latino? All right. Anyway.
Okay. Best Original Screenplay. Do you have that?
Yep.
Okay.
Not in the right order, but, that's fine.
That's fine. Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Marty Supreme. And I'm going with...
Wait. Best Original Screenplay? You only have 3?
That's all that came up.
What about Blue Moon? What about It Was Just an Accident? You missed 2 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. How'd they do that? Well, I'm picking Marty Supreme anyway. I think Marty Supreme's going to get Best Original Screenplay.
I pick Sinners.
Okay.
All right. So now that I'm not sure what order you have next, I'm not sure which way to go. So do you have adapted screenplay next on your list? Because in my list I had castings before.
No. My next list is best costume. Do you have
Okay,
best
well,
costume?
it makes more sense to do best adapted screenplay since we're already talking about screenplays.
Okay.
So that just makes more sense to me.
Okay.
Just because it's the way my brain works. So,
okay.
We've got Begonia, written by Will Tracy. We've got Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. Hamnet by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell. One Battle After Another by Paul Thomas Anderson. And then Train Dreams by Clint Bentley and Greg Kadauer. And I'm going to go with the movie that we've kind of lambasted, and that's One Battle After Another.
I am too. I don't want it to win. I'd rather have Benicio win again.
Well, of course you do, because we've already
Benicio, my hero.
We've already discussed how biased.
But
I
think one battle after another is going to win it.
Yeah, but I think Hamnet should win. That's what I think.
You know, I haven't seen Hamnet yet. It keeps coming up on
you got to see
Peacock. So I got to watch it. Okay, I have best costume next. You have best costume?
No, but I do know.
Okay. Frankenstein, Sinners, Avatar, Hamnet, Marty Supreme. Those are the ones I have. And I think Avatar is going to win it. I'm going with Avatar. Mostly because it's really close to Annivar. So I'm picking my cousin.
Okay.
Avatar.
All right. I'm going to pick Frankenstein.
Oh, good. Now, aren't you surprised that I did not pick Benicio this movie?
I'm not.
Okay. Fine. All right. Best song.
We should have.
You got best song?
No.
No. What the heck?
Not in the order that you have all this stuff. So we clearly.
There's only two more.
Well, we clearly needed to have a conversation. So is your two more including casting? Because that's the new one for this year. Well, that's the new one for this year. We should have included that in the whole thing.
Oh, that's a new one. That's right.
Yes. So
I don't know why that's a category.
I think you might want to stick.
I think they heard our podcast about worst and best casting, and they said, we should make this.
Either that, or I think you need to stop looking at the resources you're lurking, because I don't think Deadline is a good place to go to get your information.
I didn't go to Deadline.
That's just what I'm saying. All right. So sound. Had to scroll down quite a bit for this one. That's what you said. Sound.
Song.
Right? Oh, song. Excuse me while I scroll down even further. Best original score or just original song? Best song. Okay, so now I'm curious because I don't get to see your list. So does that include Dear Me from Diane Warren for Restless?
Correct.
Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. Yep. I Lied to You from Sinners.
Yep.
Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdal.
Correct.
Or Viva Verdi, sorry. And then Train Dreams from Train Dreams.
Correct.
Okay, so there's the list.
Okay, and
so my pick is Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
I too, and I don't have a sentimental favorite. I love that song. I think it's a great song.
I just think it's going to win for popularity purposes.
I want to know how much money they made from that thing playing at every break during the Olympics.
Right?
They made a ton of money.
Okay, so clearly we're not on the same list, so I'm not sure what you have next. So
I have cinematography.
Cinematography. Okay, I would agree that that's one of the big ones we should cover. So
but I only have 3 again for some reason. You have more than 3?
Yeah, I believe there's more than 3. But hold on, because I've got to scroll.
How did that happen?
I have 5.
Oh, well, I have Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Frankenstein.
You're missing Marty Supreme and Train Dreams.
Okay, I don't need those because I'm picking Frankenstein.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going One Battle After Another.
Okay, you're wrong on that one.
Yeah, well, you're wrong on Frankenstein. So now we're even.
Best documentary?
That's not one that I had on the list either. So hold on a second.
That was on the original list I sent you.
Yeah, well, again.
Okay.
Deadline is not a place to go to get your information. So you're going to have to work with me here while I scroll through other things because, we missed animated feature.
We just wanted the top 10 people.
But animated feature is considered one of the top 10s, and we missed castings. Well, but when you look at the show,
yes,
you got to go in the order of what they do, and those are the ones that consider the best ones. So animated, and you even mentioned animated feature in one of the shows,
then I thought,
and then you pulled away from it. Look at this guy; you're so easily
nobody's
influenced.
Ever really seen? I think.
Okay, so let's go with your list. What's next? Because I clearly
documentary.
Oh God,
documentary.
That's the one that's like the one that. That's the one that they do in like the beginning of the show.
Right.
Right. Because nobody pays attention to that one.
That's the one before
they pay attention
commercials
to. So documentary feature, is that what you
feature.
have? Okay, go ahead with your list.
The Alabama Solution. Apocalypse in the Tropics. Do you have more on your list?
Come See Me in Good Light. What was the other one you had?
Apocalypse in the Tropics.
That's not even in here. I've got Alabama Solution, Come See Me in Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor for documentary feature.
Oh, I only had 3. That's
Again,
I gotta apologize
deadlines
to the audience here. I thought I had this down pat.
Deadlines is not the place to go to get your information. Try Variety next time.
Okay.
A well-known publication. You working in media.
Well, I was going to go with the Alabama Solution, but because you mentioned the Mr. Nobody Against Putin, I'm going with that one.
Okay. I agree with you that Mr. Nobody Against Putin, but I think Come See Me in the Good Light should win.
Okay. And that's it. That's all I have.
Okay, what was the one you had before documentary feature?
We did that one.
Was that costumes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cinematography.
Oh, cinematography?
Yeah, I thought we did that one. And I picked Frankenstein for that one.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So... I think we have 11 now because you threw one out there that I didn't have. Which is fine.
Yeah, so I think we need to do casting anyways just because it's the brand new one and it's the one that I think a lot of people are going to be like, ooh, I would have chosen visual effects over some of the other ones you chose.
I'm going to beat you at, but
anyway, that's okay. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll see what happens on the night of. And then when I win, you can buy me dinner. All right, so best casting. Here we go. We've got Hamnet. Marty Supreme.
Okay.
One Battle After Another.
Okay.
These are all kind of no-brainers. The Secret Agent and then Sinners.
Well, Sinners cheated because they cast one guy for 2 roles, so I'm not taking that one. I'm going to go with Hamnet.
Okay. I'm picking Sinners. For
Even though they cheated and only...
I don't care.
And cast one person.
Actually, if you've ever been an actor, you do know how hard it is to play 2 different characters at the same time in a show.
I do know.
So there you go.
Matter of fact, I'm a husband, a brother, an uncle.
Wow, here we go.
A dad.
Oh, my God.
A friend.
Nobody should have said anything to this man.
I have played all of those roles in my lifetime.
I'm talking about on the screen.
Oh, no, not
You have never played any of those roles.
I played a Care Bear.
Wow.
I played Tenderheart.
You're admitting that to the world right now.
And I played Stranger Danger.
Wow, he just put that out there, folks. Okay.
I played Stranger Danger. I wasn't Stranger Danger. I played it. All right, well, that's good. This is fun. We're going to see who's got all the right answers next week's show. So make sure you tune in, tell your friends, subscribe, right? They need to subscribe, and share the hell out of this show.
That would be much appreciated.
We would love more viewers. And give us comments on what you think about what we're doing here.
No, don't. Your son does enough of that. I'm kidding.
And
I'm kidding,
on YouTube
folks.
now, too, by the way. We figured out a way to get us on YouTube. You don't get to see us, but you get to watch the show on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and tell your friends. If you enjoy the show, we banter back and forth. Chris and I are great friends, and we go at each other, and we can do it because we're great friends. That's why we do it. I think.
Speak for yourself. No, you're absolutely right. It's just we have a love for a lot of things, and I think that's what allows us to do what we do. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being on the other side of the mic, and I appreciate all of your wacky opinions and everything else. So with that, folks, we will see you for the next show, which will be next week, where we kind of go over, we'll call it the actors or the Oscar review show.
Oscar review show.
And we'll talk about that. And then, of course, obviously, we'll talk about the movies that are coming out next weekend, and maybe we'll talk about where we're going to go with things after that. Maybe finally we'll get to that worst casting show, or maybe we'll get to storylines or some of the other things we still haven't talked about. Animation.
Okay,
there's all kinds of things. Right. Westerns, we haven't talked about those yet.
Oh, Westerns. That's my thing.
So we'll figure it all out just along the same lines as you do. But the only way to do that is to stay locked in here on the Rise Network. Again, catch us on Spotify, Apple, and now even on YouTube.
That's right.
And until next time, save us some popcorn.
Some cheesy popcorn.